Hey, good Tuesday morning to you. John Bergsma, fresh off the Michigan Walleye Tour event this past weekend. Today's reports, we're going to have a Michigan Walleye Tour recap. About a 4-minute recap telling you all about the tournament. I saw it firsthand. I was driving the camera boat, so I saw exactly what guys were doing. We're going to give you a recap of that event, letting you know about the Monroe event coming up again here in May. And then the second half of this is going to be a straight-up report from our guides telling you exactly where to go and what they're using. You should be able to get a lot of information out of this 10 minutes of your time. So stay tuned. We've got an MWT recap and we've got a Detroit River Walleye guides report. So hey everybody, I wanted to chat with you just for a second. We had a great tournament last week. Now I don't know if any of our TV viewers understand, but this year I'm going to be emceeing the Michigan Walleye Tour events, as well as Fisherman's Digest is going to be filming those events for a Q4 television production that you're going to be hearing about going forward. It's going to be great. You're going to be able to watch these events along with Salmon Showdown events on TV here in Michigan and nationwide. So anyway, let's recap this awesome event. Guys, it was stupid. This was a 149 boat field. Great deal. And if you're thinking about Michigan Walleye Tour, one thing you have to realize is the affordability of this particular circuit. You're allowed 3 team members, and what's cool about that is the entry fee is only $550 per event, and so split between 3 guys, and all 3 guys can be in the boat, all 3 guys can fish. That makes this totally fun. I love this format. You can share expenses with each other. You know, it's local here to Michigan, so you're not traveling halfway across the earth to get to a tournament and spending tons of money on gas and hotel rooms. These are awesome events. Everybody should be looking into participating. Our next event, Monroe, that's going to be May 14 and 15. There's still some availability. Get out there, sign up, get a group of 2 or 3 guys together, sign up for these events. Now, to recap this tournament, great job to the Greers. They did an awesome job. It was a tight, packed field there in the top 5. The team Greer took first place for $11,000. Then last year's champion Luke Kenbeck, along with his partner Joey Hale, were just a smidge, and I'm talking 1/10 or more of a pound behind. Really tight field there. Great job to them. And of course, the team of All Red, and Walters rounded out our top 3. All 3 of those teams, congratulations. Big paydays out to them. First place paid $11,000. Now let's talk just a little bit about what happened during that tournament. Now that tournament was really one of at one end of the river to the other. You could find fish in the Detroit River anywhere. What you were really hard pressed to find is, could you find the right color stained water that wasn't packed with boats on a sunny Sunday afternoon? That whole combination of the first really nice weekend to go fishing on the Detroit River turned out to be the last day of the Michigan Walleye Tour. And man, everybody and their dog was out there fishing, all the locals, all the Canadians, and of course all of our competitor teams. And so it made for a really, really congested river. Well, the best teams figured out how to stay, grind out their spots, wait for the boats to get sick of not catching fish and leave. Once those boats left and thinned out those spots, some of the big fish came back in and turned back on, and they were able to pick their way through and do a great job. The bite, so for the next, what I'm telling you is going to go for the next month or 6 weeks. The bite's going to be on jigs, plastics, with stingers. A lot of guys tip them with a minnow. As we get later into the year, a couple, 2-3 weeks from now, and the water temperatures rise, you're not going to need to tip it with a minnow. But right now, with super cold water, a minnow is going to be helpful for the next week or 2. A lot of big fish weighed, tons of 25-pound bags for 5 fish. So those are really nice eater size and up fish. You know, if you're looking for something really big, there's still a lot of 8s and 9s and 10s. They showed up every day at the scales. We paid out a lot of big fish money. So the Detroit River is flat out going. This whole week coming into this weekend show, you know, wonderful warm temperatures here in Michigan. The bite is on at the Detroit River. Get together with a few friends, head on down to the Detroit area, spend a few days on the river. Just remember, jigs, plastics. I use Wyandotte worms. The Motor City minnow is a great one, and we're going to follow up this recap with a great fishing report. But I'll tell you what, if you're looking for great plastics, the Motor City minnow in blue ice, black ice, or the Royal D, along with a nice stinger, you'll be all set for catching those walleye on the Big D.
Check out the full line of Polar Craft boats at polarcraft.com.
So hey guys, we have had an awesome week. I've just got done filming and emceeing the MWT event out of the Detroit River. So I'm going to give you my Tuesday morning Detroit River report. Now, that's going to be an awesome report for all you guys wondering, should I go? Go. The bite is on. It's fire all the way from one mouth to the top. Both Canadian and American side. Really just the key to this is looking for stained water and looking for an edge that you can drift without 100 boats on it. I'm telling you what, the river's packed with fish. And this cool temperatures all the way up through the weekend kept a lot of those fish out in the lake that aren't even there yet. So you're going to have a huge push of fish this week with the warm temperatures coming in, a huge push of fish coming in to fill up that river. And there's going to get fish caught all over the place. Now, most of the guys are fishing a little bit deep with the cooler water. That's going to change as well as we start warming up this week. You're going to see fish pushing up. Don't be afraid to cast. One of the teams that finished in the top 3 caught their 3 biggest fish of day 2, casting up into 12 feet of water, similar to what the H2H guys did last year. When you get too much boat pressure on these spots on those contour breaks from 20 to 30 feet and you get them all lined up like cordwood, I tell you what, to have one guy in the bow, you know, facing the wind and vertical jig in the contour break is great. Have the guy in the back of the boat, or even a second guy in the back of the boat, or at least one guy facing shoreline, making long casts with those jigs into that shallower water and rip jigging those plastics. I'm telling you what, those guys said, well, I'll tell you exactly what he did. Joe Hale, team number 2, he took a crushed ice Wyandotte minnow, and the day before when he was cleaning up the boat, he just chucked all the stuff in one bag. All the minnows along with a couple of Wyandotte worms. Well, he happened to throw a couple of chartreuse Wyandotte worms in with his crushed ice minnows. Well, a little of the yellow from the Wyandotte worm bled off into the crushed ice minnow. This is a true story. This is how he caught those 3 big ones at the end of the day. He went ahead and put that kind of mixed up colored little chartreuse sunken into that crushed ice minnow, made a few casts, popped 2 really big fish right at the end of the day with that one, but casting to shallow water and ripping it. So a great plan for the Detroit River with these fish coming into the spawn now is to have one guy fishing or 2 guys jigging straight down and having a guy in the back of the boat casting up into shallow water. So that's the report for the Big D. It's going to be happening all, 6 weeks of this now. It's going to get crazy. You're going to have awesome fishing this week. Get down there, have a great time. If you're looking for a charter quickly at the end of this, Eric Long from Long Lines Charter. We've got, of course, Relentless Grind Guide Service with Michael Downey. We've got a lot of other guys who are just in there for a few weeks. Brian Beist, I know, is going to be down there jigging the D for a few weeks and having a great time. Colin DeRue has been sending a lot of stuff in to us too. Thanks, Colin. There's a lot of guides that are pretty booked up, but I think if you go through a list of the guys that work with us, you should be able to find somebody who's got a day that they can give you. But anyway, get down to the Detroit River, have a great time. So hey guys, we also got a great perch report from the Detroit River. So my friend Scott Matei from Hookset Charters, brand new charter here, he really likes to concentrate on perch fishing. Scott's a great walleye fisherman, fishes the Michigan Walleye Tour events and the West Michigan Walleye Tour events, I should say, their walleye club. But I'll tell you what, Scott's an awesome fisherman. He's on them here on the Detroit River. He's fishing the bayous east of Grosse Ile. He's got a real unusual presentation. So he's casting perch rigs, perch pounders, in the pink and the fire tiger, and he's using cut bait like a half a minnow, like taking a big walleye minnow and cutting it in half and hooking it on those perch pounders. Here's what's unusual about it. He's lightweight casting the perch pounder, so he's going to be casting it out, getting on some tapering breaks, so not these plunging drop-offs, but tapering breaks, trying to put his boat in maybe 15 feet of water and be able to cast up and still land it in like 5 feet of water. And then what they're doing is just kind of tumbling, working it down the break with the double hook cut bait rig. As you see that by the pictures going across your screen, ridiculously effective for great big jumbo perch. By using the bigger bait, and when you feel that bite, just hesitating for a second rather than right away setting the hook and letting that perch get that all the way in his mouth, he's able to get some real jumbos and target them by using bigger bait in a moving presentation rather than just straight dropping under the boat. So very unusual fishing. If you're wanting to look to get out perch fishing with my buddy Scott, give him a call at Hookset Charters. And thanks for a great report, Scott. Thanks for Jason Bob for sending that over to me. I know Jason and Scott are friends and they do a lot of fishing together. And I saw that report, and you know what? I need that report for this Detroit River report. So hey, stay tuned. We're going to have some great reports coming this summer from all these guys.
The Bait Shop in Waterford is your one-stop live bait and fishing tackle destination. With an awesome selection of rods and reels, custom poured jigs, soft plastics, and panfish baits. The Bait Shop also has seasonal items for ice fishing, the Spring River Walleye Run, and summer salmon, bass, walleye, and pan fishing. Visit the Bait Shop in Waterford for all your bait and tackle needs.
So hey guys, super informative day here today, Tuesday. You know, MWT recap, Detroit River report, a Detroit River perch report. We're looking forward to some great reports all week long, guys. Wednesday's report is going to be silly. Stay tuned for it. Thursday's report's silly. Friday is not just a teaser. Friday is going to be a flat out report day again. And we're just going to try to keep up with all the great fishing going on here in Michigan. We'll see you here tomorrow morning.